If I'm honest, it kind of tastes like nothing. On a hot day, this would actually be like an HP heal. Today, I'm gonna try 5 coffee drinks from across time and space and rate and review them. There's so much cultural variation to coffee. Sour geisha coffee in Ethiopia, there's bitter espresso in Italy, there's sweet dalgona coffee in South Korea, there's spicy coffee in Mexico, there's so much, and everything in between. Let's go on an adventure. First up is Cowboy coffee, wahoo! Anyway, yeah, I was really excited to make this one because I heard about it in a coffee class, but never ended up making it. Anyway, as the name suggests, this practice was popular with cowboys in the American West. They would just boil hot water, pour coffee grounds into it, and then pour out the coffee. This was super convenient for them and produced a very strong coffee, which was highly regarded. Strong coffee specifically was so popular because cowboys worked long hours, sometimes into the night, and sometimes for days on end. Just like it nowadays keeps poor office workers awake for bright and early 11 a.m. meetings, coffee kept cowboys awake and swinging. Cowboy coffee has also experienced a resurgence in recent years, likely due to 2 main reasons: nostalgia for the time of the cowboys, and the utter simplicity of how to make it. I found that this process was really simple and straightforward. I tried to follow the recipe, but honestly, you could put coffee beans in a stock, smash them around, throw in a pot of boiling water, pour it out, and drink it. The frontier is yours to explore, Space Cowboy. Wait, wrong thing. Alright, there's Cowboy coffee, let's try it. Wait a second, I have a better idea. Alright, that's better. In the American frontier. How it's intended to be drunk. Okay, let's try this. It smells a little sour now. It's actually not bad. It's not great, but it's actually not bad. It's like a little watery, the way I made it anyways, a little watery and not as strong, but it's actually a pretty even balance of bitter and sour. It doesn't taste like too strong either way. Yeah, it's actually pretty good. The Cowboys are onto something here. I guess I'd rate this overall 6.5 out of 10. You know, not bad. It gets the job done, clearly. And it was super easy to make. I mean, you could like use it without any tools and stuff. You just like smash some coffee beans and put them in a pot and just like boil it, and that's your coffee right there. So 6.5 out of 10, the way I made it anyway. All right. On to the next coffee. Next is Vietnamese egg coffee. I was excited for this one as well, but also nervous because this coffee was the most complex to make. I had to have my girlfriend explain to me how to separate egg yolks from egg whites, which I actually managed to get pretty quickly. What you don't see here is the fact that I tried making the coffee one time and it failed miserably. Nothing about it was good. So this is a second effort, which hopefully will turn out better. Vietnamese egg coffee is a whipped coffee that's made by combining egg yolks and condensed milk, frothing until it's nice and frothy, and then combining it with coffee. Often a Vietnamese coffee filter is used, but I didn't have access to one, so I just used instant coffee. Vietnamese coffee in general came about largely because fresh milk wasn't as available in Vietnam during the French occupation of the country. Later on, in the mid-20th century, Vietnamese egg coffee was invented in Hanoi. The bartender made a creamy coffee drink with sugar and egg instead of milk due to the shortages. Today, Vietnamese egg coffee is beloved and found all over the country. This is a lot of work. Cheers. Chocolate's pretty strong, but the egg is pretty good too. Mm-hmm. The egg and the condensed milk. And a bit of the coffee too. It's actually pretty good. It tastes like Vietnamese coffee, but a bit more tart and slightly less sweet, which makes sense because we added the egg in it. The cocoa powder is pretty strong, so if you're gonna add some, I recommend adding only a little bit. But that's pretty good, honestly. I mean, I know I didn't make it perfectly, but it's pretty good. I give it like 8 out of 10, I'd say. Cheers.
Now let's go across the world again to Algeria.
Unfortunately, this is another country that was under French rule, which highlights the extent and brutality of the French Empire, which continues into neocolonialism in Africa today, especially when it comes to finance and debt. Anyway, this drink is pretty different. Proponents will argue that this is the world's first iced coffee, but I find it hard to believe. The story of mazagran coffee is that French soldiers stationed at a fortress called Mazagran in an Algerian coastal town were hot, but wanted coffee, so they added ice to it and loved it. Over time, they added other stuff like cognac or rum, and other countries jumped on board. The variation that I'm making contains lemonade and cane sugar, which is considered to be the Portuguese mazagran coffee. I garnished it with a little lemon slice and some mint, and the results were interesting. I genuinely did not expect the taste. For this drink, I got to be a bartender and a barista at the same time, so I started to show off a little bit. Just making a mess. Look at that foam though. Wow, this looks amazing actually. All right, let's try it. It smells minty, lemony. I'm actually really excited for this, it looks so pretty. Whoa, you get the coffee for sure. I was worried lemon would overpower the coffee, but the lemon, coffee, you get the mint. On a hot day, this would actually be like an HP heal, an elixir. That's delicious, I can't stop drinking it. 8.5 out of 10. I take it down a little bit because this is not a daily drink. This is a once in a while treat. But on a hot summer day, this would hit. Cheers. Time to travel to another universe entirely with butter coffee, also known as bulletproof coffee. This concoction is literally just coffee with butter and MCT oil, which is naturally found in coconut oil. It's supposed to be great with those in the keto diet and provide a wide range of health benefits like increased energy and reduced appetite. While butter coffee has been put in coffee for over 1,000 years all over the world, this specific coffee became popular among the tech types in Silicon Valley and New York City. Is it worth the hype? All right, butter coffee, also known as bulletproof coffee, copyrighted. It's quite hot, let me try it. It smells really, really good. It smells like caramelized butter and just like, it smells like brown sugar too. Like caramelized brown sugar and stuff. Looks good, let's try it. Kind of tastes like nothing right now. Maybe I'll let it sit for a second and see. It changed color instantly. All right, round 2. We added a little bit more ground coffee to it, or instant coffee rather. See if it tastes any different. Yeah, it kind of tastes like I had a bite of toast. And like while I was still chewing that bite of toast, I took a sip of coffee. It's kind of how it tastes and feels. I taste the butter, taste the coffee. Coconut oil, not too much. In my opinion, it smells way better than it tastes. Way, way better than it tastes. If I'm honest, it kind of tastes like nothing. I rate this cup, not all butter coffee, just this specific cup, like 4.5 out of 10, I guess. Not my thing. Maybe it was made better. The simplest recipe of them all. For this, I literally just combined some espresso and Coke Zero. It's hard to find where this practice specifically originated, but Coke has tried over the years multiple times to sell a drink that combines Coca-Cola and coffee. It's kind of flopped each time, with it being discontinued. Combining soda and coffee has been around for ages, but it hasn't caught on widely in the mainstream. Is everyone missing out, or is this just a flop product?
Espresso and Coke Zero. Cheers. It kind of works. Coke Zero is obviously totally overpowering, but the espresso kind of bounces out, so it's not just sweet, it's a little like bitter and stuff. It's a very mild tasting drink. If you like Coke and like espresso, you'll love this. It kind of like takes the flavor, out of each of them. So it's like the espresso is more mild and the Coke is less sweet and fizzy. So it's an okay combination. I give like a 6.5 out of 10. I'd have it again, but I probably would never order it.
Today we try coffees from across time and space. We had Cowboy coffee from American Outback 1840s. We have Vietnamese egg coffee from the middle of the 20th century in Vietnam. We had Portuguese mazagran coffee from, well, the original is from Algeria in the 1800s. This one's from Portugal. We had butter coffee from Silicon Valley in the early 2010s, I think. And last we had Coke and espresso, which I don't know where that's from. This is the order we made it in. Let's put it in order from worst to best. The worst one, I think, yeah, it's not even close. The worst was the butter coffee. It tastes like butter water. It's just not very good. Even when we added more coffee to it, coffee didn't come out at all. This could give you a heart attack because there's so much fat and oil and caffeine in it. Not very good. The next worst was probably the espresso and Coke, but by, a sizable gap. This was a lot better than this one. But it kind of just takes the flavors out of both Coke and espresso, so not a huge fan. Next was the Cowboy coffee. Surprisingly, for how simple it was to make, it was surprisingly good. I would have it again. If I was camping or something, I'd be glad to make it. It'd be really fun. All right, the second best, this is really hard. These are both really, really good. Okay, the second best, in my opinion, this is not some objective, overreaching opinion. In my personal opinion, just me, based on the ones that I made here, the second best was the Portuguese one. It's sweet, it's sour, it's delicious, it's icy and cool you down. You still get the coffee taste, also get a lemonade taste. I'll definitely be making this again. That's second best. And the best one overall, of course, Vietnamese egg coffee. I'm more of a sweet coffee kind of guy, but I still want a rich coffee flavor. Like lattes I'm not a huge fan of because although it is sweet and good, you lose some of that like rich espresso flavor. This maintains the flavor of the coffee whilst being sweet and delicious. I'm sure it would be 10 times better if I got in Vietnam or by someone who actually can make coffee properly, but this is pretty good. And that's all for now. Let me know if I should make a part 2. There were a bunch of coffees that didn't make the list, like espresso and tonic. I thought about making dalgona coffee from South Korea. I thought making spicy coffee. There's a bunch of other ones, Turkish coffee, that didn't make the list. But let me know if I should do this again. And if so, what coffee should I make? Which one have you tried before? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.